from the IBA at Winchester, engineering announcements for the radio and television trade.
Hello, this is the IBA's Engineering Information Service with our weekly bulletin of news and information for the radio and television trade. What are the latest developments in Teletext? To find out, Paul Copel talks to Pat Hawker. In transmitter news, the latest stations to carry Channel 4, plus details of new relays at Totnes, Draperstown and Chepstow. But first, over to Paul Copel.
Recently, Pat, we were talking about teletext for people with impaired hearing. But I thought it might be interesting this week to discuss other questions about teletext. For example, are there any new technical developments in the field?
Well, one that I did see recently at the CTEX exhibition, Philip showed a prototype of a instant access teletext receiver where instead of having to wait for several seconds for a given page to come up, it comes up virtually within, I think, about 25 milliseconds.
How does that work, then?
Well, it's done by having a very large electronic store or memory in the receiver, and the teletext signals are constantly being put into store, and you can withdraw them at any page at any time. Now, the difficulty with that is you might say, well, why not do it for every set at the moment? It is still an expensive business. You need a fairly large store, which is being developed in this charge-coupled device type of memory. I suspect it will be some time before the cost of that gets down to a really low level, but certainly it's coming, and it works extremely well and overcomes the great access time problem of teletext.
There's no indication of when it might be on the market yet?
Well, I did ask that on the stand, and they were saying that there might be a system of that type on the market, possibly even by the end of this year, but I rather got the impression that it won't be at a very low cost to begin with. But certainly it's coming, just as in fact a few years ago they did bring in this printout machine.
What about on the broadcasting end of teletext? Are there any developments there that we ought to know about?
Generally, of course, the big advances in the broadcast end is this type of the new new formatting equipment, automatic formatting, to make it a much quicker process to set up a page and put it in and to present it in very well. There's still an awful lot to be found out, I think, even on the general service, of how best to present material, and whether, for instance, all the page number business could be overcome by having almost symbols and so on for what you want to select.
Is that what's being done now? Rather than trying to increase the number of pages, it's a question of trying to present the pages so it can be accessed more easily? Well,
of course, the FAST system, the 6 lines of data that's on the ITV channel at the moment, that has been very largely done to reduce the access time, and I think that's the biggest benefit of it. The actual number of pages, I get the impression, talking to people, that most people don't use anything like all the pages that are on the system. They have their own particular favourites, which they get to know, and it's unfortunate when every now and again they have to change these page numbers and you have to sort of relearn the system. But they're constantly experimenting to try and find easier ways of making it more what's now called consumer-friendly, user-friendly type of device. But of course the general use of teletext, the latest figures I've heard is that it's up now to about 1.7 million teletext receivers, whereas we got to the first million only just about a year ago. So that's something like 750,000 added in the last year.
Well, Pat Hawker there talking with Paul Copel. Special announcements next, and in Scotland, Durris continues on reduced power until the replacement aerial system comes into use in the autumn. In Northern Ireland, Divis is liable to reduced power for a few more days because of aerial maintenance. In Yorkshire, there's aerial maintenance at Emley Moor. Reduced power on ITV and Channel 4 only will continue for about another fortnight. In Derbyshire, Ladder Hill is off the air today until about midday because of aerial maintenance. This also affects the relay at Chinley. In Kent, Ham Street is off the air today until about 4 o'clock because of work by the Electricity Board. On the Western Isles, on Thursday, Cletreval will be off between 9 in the morning and 5. This will affect relays at Dallaborough, Kilbride and Burnish.
In Derbyshire, Buxton will be off tomorrow until noon to allow for aerial maintenance. In Wales, Llanderfel will be off this afternoon between 1 and 3 because of a planned interruption to the electricity supply. For the same reason, Dollarbont will be off tomorrow between about 9:15 in the morning and 4. On Thursday morning, Pontvaddock will be off between 9:30 and 10:30 for the annual electrical inspection. This will also affect the relay at Glencerriog. And Glencerriog will be off again on Friday morning between 9:30 and 10:30 for its own electrical inspection. Also on Friday, the Lancaster relay will be off between 9 in the morning and midday because of work by the Electricity Board. This will also affect the relay at Melling. And advance warning that Reigate will be off next Monday and Tuesday mornings until about 10:30. This is to allow painting of the protective aerial cylinder.
New relays now, and in Devon, Totnes is in official service. The station is designed to serve about 600 people in parts of Totnes and Bridgetown to the east of the river. Television South West and TVAM are on Channel 24 and Channel 4 is on 31. The aerial to use is a Group A type and vertically polarised. That's the new relay at Totnes in full service.
In County Londonderry, the Draperstown relay is also now in service. This relay improves UHF coverage for 1,500 people in Draperstown itself and the rural area to the southwest along the Moyola River as far as Sixtown School. Programmes from Ulster Television and TVAM are on Channel 49 and 42 is used for Channel 4. The aerial group is B with vertical polarisation. That's Draperstown in official programme service.
In Gwent, we're pleased to say that the technical problems at Chepstow have now been solved, and the relay is hoped to be on the air within the next few days. About 1,600 people will benefit in the lower lying parts of the town centre near the river and in parts of Hardwick. Programmes from HTV West and TVAM are on Channel 24, with Channel 4 on 31. The aerial group is A, vertically polarised. Chepstow is due on the air this week.
4 more relays are hoped to be on the air by the end of the month. In South Wales, Newport Bay with HTV Wales and TVAM on Channel 60 and S4C on 67. Group CD aerials are needed, vertically polarised. In Lancashire, Blackburn. Granada Television and TVAM on 41 and Channel 4 on 47. The aerial group is B, vertically polarised. North of the border, Gairloch Head with Scottish Television and TVAM on 41 and Channel 4 on 47. Group B aerials, vertically polarised. And in Cumbria, Pooley Bridge. Border Television and TVAM on Channel 46 and Channel 4 on 50. Again, the aerial group is B, vertically polarised.
Channel 4 next, and in Scotland, in Muir of Ord, Arkmore Wood will carry the new service later this week. The channel will be 32 and the relay covers a population of 4,000. Nearing completion in North Yorkshire, Whitby, in Northern Ireland, Black Mountain and Rostrevor Forest, in Derbyshire, Glossop, in Devon, Tavistock, and in the London area, Henley-on-Thames. Viewers of these relays should be able to tune in to Channel 4 in a few weeks' time. The relay at Coupar, which we had hoped would carry Channel 4 later this month, probably won't be ready until September.
2 more 405 line stations closed yesterday, both in Scotland. Durris, Channel 9, and Angus, Channel 11. 18 405 line stations remain in Band 3, and these are all due to close at the end of the year.
We leave you with our address in case you have any technical queries on independent television or local radio. Engineering Information Service, Independent Broadcasting Authority, Crawley Court, Winchester, Hampshire, SO 212QA. The telephone number is Winchester 822444. If you're in the London area, you can reach us on 584-7011, but in this case, ask for engineering information. Join us again next Tuesday at 9:15 or 12:15 for more engineering announcements. So from John Lovell and myself, Janet Smythe, goodbye until next week.